All right, Hanan.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
My name is Abdul Hanan Adam. I work with EIB Network. Minister, I want to begin with the implementation of the 1 cedi levy on petroleum prices. Do we know how much was accrued since the implementation began? And can you clarify the confusion that is currently ongoing about the clearance of the energy sector debt? The announcement came as though government has cleared all debt in the sector, but many people are having doubts about the payments that have been made.
Okay, so I will answer that right away before I take the next question. The bit about the 1 cedi levy. I think that the 1 cedi levy and its relevance and importance was thoroughly explained by the Minister for Finance and Minister for Energy when the bill to have it passed was introduced in Parliament. The whole idea was to ensure that expensive liquid fuels that were purchased for the purposes of firing thermal plants, but whose cost had not been factored into the tariff build-up, was addressed because it was becoming a bit of a problem. The estimates show that on a yearly basis, about $1.2 billion or so is required for purposes of importing liquid fuels to fire thermal plants. Now, if some effort was not made to bridge this gap, it was going to pose a challenge, even as efforts were made to address the many problems that plagued the sector, which we inherited. In terms of the exact amount of money that has been collected, I'm not able to provide the figures now, but I don't think that it's anything that we cannot get in short order. So I'm sure that in the coming days, that should be. I suspect that even the Finance Ministry, in its yearly report to Parliament on petroleum revenue receipts and the general accounting that is done for the budget for each year, will shed light on how much has been collected. But what is clear is that it certainly has been put to good use and has contributed significantly to achieving stability in the power sector. When we took over power, there were challenges with electricity stability. And I think all of us can attest now that for several months now, electricity supply has been stable, and we've not experienced the outages that many had feared would be the case. In terms of the clearance of the energy sector debt, I think on Monday, the Finance Ministry issued a statement to inform Ghanaians that up to about $1.4 billion of debt owed in the energy sector had been cleared. I don't think that the statement suggested by any stretch of the imagination that $1.4 billion was all the debt that had been cleared. The statement broke down payments to IPPs and other stakeholders. There's a table that indicates how much has gone to who. So any thorough reading of the statement will make it clear that the Minister for Finance or government was not saying that all of the debt had been cleared, but a significant chunk of the debt had been cleared within a matter of a year. And this has brought significant relief to the players in the sector. What had happened was that there was some lack of discipline in terms of adherence to the cash waterfall mechanism, which was designed to ensure that all players in the sector get some form of liquidity to finance their operations. And for a long time, there were some players in the sector, especially IPPs, who were not getting commensurate amounts. And the Minister for Finance and Minister for Energy have ensured that the arrangement is adhered to, and that is how come money is trickled to all the players in the sector, and we are achieving the stability that we have achieved. But the statement did not suggest that that was all that was owed. The statement only emphasized government's commitment to ensuring that we pay down the energy sector debts. Now, having been able to pay this amount of money, you can be sure that going forward, more will be paid, so that ultimately the entire debt is removed from our books, even as other efforts are made to open up financing in that sector. So that will be it.